from Milwaukee. Please welcome Jon Decker. Jon, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, of course, we are kind of getting a preview here. Tomorrow, Milwaukee is hosting one of its first big events of the 2024 election, the very first presidential candidates debate, specifically for the Republican Party. So, Jon Decker in Milwaukee, live here. Can you tell us, first off, what's the purpose of having this debate?
Well, the purpose is for all these candidates to introduce themselves to voters, to talk about what they've done and the policies that they carry out if they are elected president of the United States. For some of them, they really need to get some momentum because they are stuck in single digits. And of course, the front runner is Donald Trump. So this is an opportunity for them to jumpstart their campaign, to move those poll numbers, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned the former president, Donald Trump. We know that he will not be in attendance, but do we know who will be on that stage come tomorrow?
8 candidates will be on that debate stage tomorrow night. They've met the threshold, the requirements to be on that debate stage. They have at least 1% in the polls. They have at least 40,000 individual donors to their campaign. So who are those 8 candidates? One is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Vivek Ramaswamy is also, the entrepreneur will be on that debate stage. He's done very well in various polls in the state of Iowa. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, former Vice President Mike Pence, 2 individuals from the state of South Carolina, including Nikki Haley, the former governor of South Carolina, Tim Scott, the junior senator from South Carolina, and then you have Doug Burgum, the current governor of North Dakota, and Asa Hutchinson, who is the former governor of Arkansas. Each of those candidates on that debate stage tomorrow night. But as you point out, Donald Trump, the clear frontrunner for the Republican nomination, will not be there in Milwaukee tomorrow night.
Though he will not physically be present, like you said, he is the front runner. Do you expect his presence to still be felt in his absence?
Oh, he's going to be the elephant in the room, absolutely. There will be questions that will be asked of each of those candidates about various things related to Donald Trump, including his current legal situation, 4 criminal indictments against him in 4 separate jurisdictions. Each of those candidates have different views on that, so we'll hear that tomorrow night. Donald Trump, as you point out, will not be there. He's has some counter-programming that he has in the sense that he's done an interview with Tucker Carlson, formerly of Fox News. That will actually air on Twitter at the same time as this Republican presidential debate. And you can certainly bet that Donald Trump will watch this debate tomorrow night from his home in Bedminster, may actually post on social media in real time as the debate is going on. So I think we'll feel that presence of Donald Trump without a doubt tomorrow evening here in Milwaukee.
All right, sounds like he is sure to be a key topic. Can you take us through some other key topics that we can expect these presidential nominees to touch on?
Well, I think the name that we'll hear most often actually tomorrow night isn't Donald Trump, it's Joe Biden, because each of those candidates, if they are the Republican nominee, would run against Joe Biden in 2024 for the White House. So we'll hear a lot about what Joe Biden has done from the perspective of these Republican candidates in his first 2.5 years in office. We'll also hear their views on domestic policy, jobs, the economy, inflation, foreign policy, the war in Ukraine and the U.S. involvement in the war in Ukraine. Also, the U.S. relationship with our adversaries, China and North Korea. All of that will be discussed throughout tomorrow night's debate, without a doubt.
So is there anywhere specific that we can expect some of those key people that are running for this Republican nominee to try and differentiate themselves from the pack?
Well, I think that they can talk about their records, and some have substantial records to run on. You know, when you speak about former governors, that's a substantial record. Chris Christie and Asa Hutchinson fall into that category. And then you have current members of in terms of their involvement in politics. People like the current governor of Florida, who is a clear second place no matter what poll you look at. So Ron DeSantis will talk about his record and what he'd like to do if he's elected president. And they'll differentiate their view of America versus that of Joe Biden. So I think that it will be a real eye-opener for many individuals tuning into this debate tomorrow night. And it really kicks off the 2024 election cycle, this first debate in which these candidates will introduce themselves, talk about what they'd like to do if indeed they become the Republican nominee.
Absolutely, a lot to pay attention to come tomorrow night. John, I want to thank you again for joining us here on East Texas Now, live from Milwaukee, and we'll talk again soon.